All right, today we are cracking a code that's hidden in plain sight, right inside the world of geometry. You can think of it like a puzzle, and I promise by the end of this, you'll have the two secret keys you need to solve for pretty much any missing angle. So let's jump right in.
So take a look at these algebra problems. They probably look super familiar, right? You've likely solved equations just like these 1,000 times. But what if I told you that the exact same logic you use to solve these is the key to unlocking a major rule in geometry? We're about to see how these simple equations connect to the angles and shapes all around us.
So, what are these so-called secret rules? Well, our mission right now is to uncover two of geometry's most important magic numbers. We're going to see exactly how they control the way angles relate to each other.
Okay, first things first, let's do a super quick refresh on our main character, the angle. Just picture two laser beams, or rays, shooting out from the exact same point. That space between those beams, that's what we measure. That's the angle.
And you know that one point where those two laser beams start? It has a special name, the vertex. Really, it's just the corner. Every single time you see a corner on anything, you're looking at a vertex.
Now this is where our puzzle really starts to get interesting. See, angles don't usually fly solo. They often come in pairs. Think of them as partners that have a special relationship with some very specific rules. Let's meet the two most famous angle pairs in all of geometry. Our first dynamic duo is called complementary angles. And the rule for this partnership? It's simple. Their measurements have to add up to a perfect 90 degrees. Not 89, not 91, it has to be exactly 90.
And our second famous pair is supplementary angles. Now they follow a different rule, but it's just as strict. Their measurements must always add up to exactly 180 degrees.
Okay, let's zoom in on our first partnership and its magic number, 90 degrees. This is the cornerstone, and I mean that literally, of so many shapes you see every single day.
90 degrees. From now on, whenever you hear the word complementary, this is the number that should just pop right into your head. It is the entire foundation for this rule.
And here you can see exactly why that 90 degrees is such a big deal. When you take two complementary angles, like this 50 and 40 degree pair, they fit together perfectly to form a right angle. You know, the same angle you see at the corner of a square or a TV screen. They literally complete each other to make that perfect corner.
And hey, here's a super simple trick to remember this one. C in complementary is for corner. If the angles can snap together to form a perfect corner, you know they're complementary. Easy, right?
Okay, on to our second angle partnership. We're moving on from the 90-degree corner to something exactly twice as big.
Our new magic number is 180 degrees. This is the secret code for our second pair, supplementary angles.
So, what does 180 degrees even look like in the real world? Well, it's just a perfectly straight line. When you put two supplementary angles right next to each other, like the 120 and 60-degree angles here, they form a totally flat, straight path. No corners, no bends.
And of course, there's a memory trick for this one too, and it's just as easy. S in supplementary is for straight. If two angles combine to make a straight line, they are supplementary.
Okay, so we've learned the rules of the game. Now it's time to actually play. This is where we put on our detective hats and use these codes to find missing information.
And you know what? Solving these puzzles always follows the same simple three-step plan. Step 1. Just identify what you're looking at. Is it a corner or a straight line? Step 2. Write down the equation using the correct magic number, either 90 or 180. And step 3. Solve for the missing piece. Let's try it out.
Let's dive into our first case. Okay, step 1. Identify. We can see that little square symbol in the corner, and that's the universal sign for a 90-degree right angle. So, we're dealing with complementary angles. Step 2. Equation. We know one angle is 71 degrees and the other is just x. Together, they have to equal 90. So our equation is x plus 71 equals 90. Step 3, solve. Just subtract 71 from 90 and you get that x is 19 degrees. See? Simple.
Let's try another one just to make sure we've got it. Step 1, identify. This time, we have a perfectly straight line. That means we're dealing with supplementary angles. Step 2, equation. We're given one angle that's 161 degrees, so our equation is x plus 161 equals our magic number, 180. Step 3, solve. 180 minus 161, and we're left with 19 degrees again. This method works every single time.
Okay, but what happens when they throw a little more algebra at us? Like in this problem. Don't let that 2x scare you. The basic rule has not changed one bit. We can clearly see these two angles form a straight line, which means they are supplementary, and that means they have to add up to 180. So our equation is simply 2x plus 40 equals 180.
Now we just do the algebra. First, let's subtract 40 from both sides, which leaves us with 2x equals 140. Then we divide by 2, and we find that the value for x is 70. And that is the key piece of information we needed to solve this puzzle. We've learned the code, we've practiced using it, and we've seen it in action. So, before I set you loose on a final case to crack all by yourself, let's just do a quick recap of our 2 key rules.
When you get right down to it, this is all you need to remember. On one side, you have complementary angles. They make a corner and add up to 90. On the other side, you have supplementary angles. They make a straight line and add up to 180. If you can just remember C for corner and S for straight, you've got this.
All right, your turn to be the detective. Here's the case. Your first, most important clue is the word complementary. The evidence you have is the 2 angle measures, 3x and 15 degrees. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find the measure of that missing angle. Use the rules we just covered, set up your equation, and see if you can crack this final code. Good luck!